Welcome back, fellow card fighters. Today is another beautiful day of doing some deck profiles. Today we're going to do a deck profile on my least favorite clan, Lyrical Monastery. You might be tuning in because you're either interested in the Lyrical Cup, because you can't play Premium because Bushiroad fucked it up. You wanted to play a new deck, or you're a fucking simp who likes to play little lolly girls. If that's your reason, no respect, just don't even subscribe, just get the fuck out of the video. I'll never like to see you ever again. Anyways, let's get started. And for today's sponsor of the video is Hygiene, which I know it's a foreign concept to a lot of you fucking simps who play Lyrical Monastery or generally any TCG. But I am here to remind you, please use deodorant or shower for BSF 2025. Thank you. That's the words from our sponsor. Anyways, moving on to the video of our ride line. We start with the grade 0. The grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, Artisaria. There's really nothing to talk about this ride line, really, honestly. It's you ride, you flex your Artisaria, so if you get a high rarity, flex that shit. You look for an order, add it to your hand, the sound order. Grade 2, flex this shit again, and look for a sound order. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Anyways, then moving on to our Vanguard, the main unit of this fucking deck. So the Vanguard skill, essentially, whenever you have 2 or more sound system on the order zone, this Vanguard gets a continuous crit. Second skill is the X skill, where you Energy Blast 2, choose a sound system card from your hand or a drop, and put it to the order zone. If you put a card from your hand, then you draw a card out of it. If you put it from the drop zone, you don't get nothing out of it. Third skill, most important skill. When this unit attacks, Counterblast 1, call up to 1 Shadow Army token for to the rear guard circle for each sound system in your order. All your front row unit gains plus 5k until end of the turn for every 2 sound systems on the order zone. So that allows you to get a multi-attack, which is kind of cool. Moving on to the grade 3 of the deck. Of course, you got to run 3 copies of Artisaria because that's your Vanguard. Personal Ride is important standard. 4 copies of the Lock order. 3 copies of the Shadow Army Generator order. And then 1 Pot of Greed. Why is Pot of Greed or Caliburn really important in this deck? Because upon play, you can draw 2, or you can put it into the soul and countercharge 1. There's no countercharge in this deck, and this deck is very counterblast heavy. So I highly recommend it. You can do without it if you can't afford it. Totally understandable. You could probably play like 5 Regalias if you really wanted to. You really shouldn't, but I guess that's another one. You could honestly play the Angel Braceletter as a substitute, I guess. The Shadow Army token one, this one's kind of important to know. If you go first, you always want to target this one, since most of the time not, your opponent would not leave any rear guard for you to lock. So when you play this order from hand from RT skill, you draw a card, but this order also allows you to draw upon being played. So you can draw 2 if you play it from the hand. This one only works if your opponent's at grade 3, and I believe you can choose one of their rear guards and lock it. So that's the other part. If you go first, this is kind of a useless card. So always target this card. Yeah, lock essentially, if you don't know, pretty much you make a card face down like that. They can't interrupt with that card. They can't move it. They can't call over it. There's nothing they can do with it. It is literally just locked away. Just for future rep, for those who haven't played in the OG era. That's what Lock does. Lock is fucking toxic as fuck. Lock is like your toxic ex-girlfriend just trying to fucking ruin your current relationship. Moving on to the grade 2, aside from the toxic comments. 4 copies of the Pride Recyclers. I believe they call it Pride Recyclers because all these rainbows and shit. 4 of the Energy Ride Recyclers. And then 4 copies of Velfer. The card that was $12 to $8, now like fucking 30 to 40 bucks. So Velfer is kind of important. Upon play, you can soul charge 1, and after you soul charge 1, you can pay the cost of Counterblast 1 to draw 1. This card spiked up because it works really well with this deck, and it kind of changes off with Yuika, aka the most OP fucking card slash overpriced generic lyrical card. And the second skill is upon attacking, if you have when you take a grade 3 or greater unit, if you have a card in the soul with the same name as your Vanguard, this gains a 5k. So after you Persona Ride, this becomes a 25k beat stick. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. Discard Energy Blast 3 or Counter Blast 1, draw a card. Or if this hits the Guardian Circle, Energy Blast 3 or Counter Blast 1, draw a card. Pretty generic. Okay, this is the new card, the new Rainbow Pride Cyclers. When this unit is placed on a rear guard from hand other than the unit's ability, or discarded from the hand upon writing from the right deck, choose a card from your Persona. Choose a card with Persona Ride from your right deck, or a Vanguard with Persona Ride. Then you can Soul Blast 1 and put a Persona Shield onto your ticket into your hand. Second skill, when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, this unit gains a 5k. So it's a 15k beat stick during your grade 3 and your opponent's grade 3. So Guardian Ticket is a 10k shield, and it allows you to play 2 Blitz orders during that turn. If your opponent's crest has a card other than an energy generator, so aka Stride deck, Mushi King, Token Rambu, some of those like decks like that has a side thing, this gains an additional 5k, making it into a 15k shield. Also, this card cannot be discarded as a cost for ride or choosing a card from hand for a card's ability. This cannot be chosen or discarded, so heads up on that. Grade 1s, we run 4 copies of Eureka, 2 copies of Timu's Hamtaro, 1 copy of this Blitz Order, 1 copy of Elementaria, and then 3 generic PGs. PGs and Elementarias are pretty standard, so we're not going to go over that. Alright, so this Blitz Order is kind of important. So upon playing this, whenever you can choose one of your units that's being attacked, and it gains 10k until end of that battle. However, if your opponent's attacking unit is a rear guard, it gains a 20k shield, and yeah, instead of 10k. And if if opponent's Guardian G-Zone has a face-up card, it gains additional 10k, making it to a 30k. So it's really good against stride decks. Hamtaro skill, pretty much put 2 cards from your ride line from soul or drop face up, and if it's in the rear guard circle, choose a card with the same name as your Vanguard from the soul or drop and put it to your hand. Guardian circle, this becomes a 20k shield. Eureka, oh boy, I'm so tired of this fucking card. Eureka, essentially, when your other unit in the same column as this unit is placed, if your opponent's grade is grade 3 or greater, this unit gains extra 5k until end of the turn. Second skill, at the end of the battle, this unit boosted, you can Soul Blast 1, choose one of your rear guards in the same column, and yeah, choose one of the boosted rear guards and return it to your hand. So essentially, you can keep recycling it like this. Have Eureka on board, call this chick, Soul Charge. If you want to Counter Blast, you can Counter Blast. After it attacks, you can Soul Blast 1, bounce this card back. That opens a free rear guard circle, so this card becomes reusable as a guard, or you can call it on the next turn. And it has an open rear guard circle for the Shadow Army token to be spawned on. Trigger run line, we run the purple OT, 3 of the extra guard fronts, 8 crits, and then 4 heals. Generic heals for this deck because the guard value actually matters. 8 crits because crit life is important. This front is a lot better. Trust me, this deck lacks in guard value, so you need the 5k. You don't need the extra soul, the new soul front triggers. They're useless. You have the Veilfer, allows you to soul charge. You don't need it. Purple OT is important because it allows you to fetch any of the cards that you need, such as if the sound system goes into the damage zone, you can bounce it into your hand. It's overall better for an extra attack also. Well, that's about it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I was miserable recording it. I hate Lyrical Monasterio. I fucking hate that shit. But I might be attending Lyrical Cup because Bushiroad dropped the fucking bomb and nuked the premium. But that's about it, you guys. I hope to see you guys next time. If you are, again, going to BSF 2025, please fucking learn hygiene. Learn to shower. If you can't, then do the fucking deodorant. If you can afford to play fucking Lyrical Monasterio cards or deck in a tournament, you can afford a goddamn fucking deodorant. Bye.